Oh, the hawk again. So I'm here with my hat for 2020 for President Trump. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm sick and tired of the Democrats trying to pull a coup d'etat on the people of the United States. We are sick and tired of your nonsense. We're tired of this impeachment crap nonsense that they're doing constantly. We voted a legitimate president into power. If anybody was trying to pull a stunt, it was Hillary Clinton and her dossier from her Clinton Foundation that was paid for by a British agent and put together by a British ex double agent. And then, with the help of Comey and Strzok and his girlfriend and all these other people, we had a illegal attempt to take over a country by illegal means. Now we have a president who has put our economy back on track, fixed our military, sorted out domestic problems, and decimated ISIS, decimated them. Democrats heard a little story about Ukraine, and suddenly they want to impeach the president behind closed doors with the help of George Soros. Now, I have a list of names here that are Republicans that get funded by Soros. If I was you, I would remember these names: Paul Ryan, John Boehner, Lindsey Graham, Jeb Bush, Don Donovan, John McCain, who's passed away, no loss, Marco Rubio, Joe Heck, and John Kershik. These are Republicans that are getting funded by Soros as well. And all these Republicans that are going against our president will remember. Let me explain to you about Ukraine. The Russian Black Sea Fleet is in Ukraine. The reason for the conflict between Russia and Ukraine is if the Black Sea Fleet is canceled out of that port in Kiev, Russia's landlocked. The reason for the conflict between Russia and the Ukrainians is because Ukraine wanted to join NATO. By doing so, Russia would have had to share that port with NATO. They can't have that. The only other ports they have is in the Baltic, and they only open for 3 months of the year. You basically landlocked in Russia. They won't have it. It's the same as what happened with Georgia. They couldn't allow NATO, and they were building bases in Georgia. They couldn't allow NATO to take over Georgia when a lot of their atomic silos were in that area. So they created a conflict, took over that province, and took back most of the atomic weapons that were left behind from the old USSR. Hunter Biden and Joe Biden got caught with their pants down. And now they've just been caught in Iraq doing the same thing again. 1.8 billion in deals that they made in Iraq as well. The Benghazi mess, also Democrats, was a gun running thing. And when the ambassador at the time was complaining, "What are you guys doing?" they left him hanging. On the eve of 9/11, they tried to make it out to be some video. On the eve of 9/11? Really? You're trying to sell that to the American people? What a load of junk. That died in Benghazi on the hands of the Democrats. Obama, Clinton, Joe Biden. You got that dithering fool, Pelosi, running back and forth every 5 minutes. Impeachment, impeachment, impeachment. What have they done for the American people since they've been in the House? They're wasting our time. And I promise you this, Nancy Pelosi and you Democrats, you are traitors to the United States. You have people like this Russia, what's her name? Talahari or something. There's video of her stating, "We will convert the whole of the United States to Muslims. We will take over this country." That's treason. This Omar, same thing. That's treason. Cortez, that's treason. If you're holding closed door impeachment deals without the consent of the people of the United States, that is a coup d'etat. You will not impeach this president. You will not remove this president without an election, a duly election. We voted for a president. He has done nothing wrong. In fact, he's done far more right than wrong. In my street, I have Chinese people, black people, white people, Indian people, Mexican people, all kinds and all races. Everywhere I go, I see these. And they're all wearing them. You can pay all the media and all the people as much as you like. But you can't change the hearts of people because they see the truth. You're all sick on power. You're all worried that your paycheck's going to go away. You explain how you get into into the House and into Senate and get paid $140,000, but when you leave there, you're billionaires, millionaires. Why? And he's right. You're all swamp rats. Joe Biden and his son, billions of dollars in Ukraine and Iraq. I call on President Trump, release the documents. Let the people make a decision. And if I was you, Mr. President, as a counter move, I would start arresting these people for treason. All of them. I call on a referendum in the United States to hold the Democrats accountable for the damage they have done, for allowing illegals into the country. Also, Mr. President, I call upon you and all the statesmen in the United States to arrest any politician that advocates sanctuary cities, because it's tantamount to an invasion and aiding and abetting illegal activity against the Constitution of the United States. And under the Patriot Act, this is treason. Any illegal coming into the United States, one step across that border, you now become a criminal. And it's very simple to stop the illegal crossing the border into the United States. Make it a fully fledged federal offense. And once you have a federal offense, you cannot become a citizen of the United States. And this problem stops immediately. Don't come to the United States if you don't like what's going to happen. Because I don't see why it's okay in your country, if you're caught illegally, you go to jail. If you're caught in America, we give you aid. In Mexico, you go to jail for 10 years. But you come to the States and we give you a house and we give you medical insurance and we give you education and all that good stuff while our own people can't get it. And that's wrong. That is wrong. Arrest them, Mr. President. It's the counter move, and we'll support you. Start arresting these politicians for treason. Nancy Pelosi should be in jail. Let's talk about Syria. Everybody's complaining about Syria. I spent 8 years in Iraq. Very complex situation. If it wasn't for the Kurds, we would have had a hard time in Iraq. Now, to move out 100 soldiers out of a small area is nothing. But to move out 5, 7, 8,000 soldiers, it's a bigger deal. We had 100 soldiers in a small camp. That's nothing. That was a good move. Move out. It also created a vacuum. Those soldiers didn't go away. They're on the other side in Iraq, in Kurdistan. The Turks lied. They crossed the border. They went straight for the Kurds. They didn't go for ISIS. They went for the Kurds. Turkey, sadly, are not part of NATO. They are there. Why they're in NATO, I don't know. Instead of buying a missile system from NATO, they bought it from Russia. President Trump, Vice President Pence, and Secretary Pompeo managed to negotiate a ceasefire, caused a buffer between all of this. Russia had to step in. Turkey won't attack Russia because they're buying the missiles from them. It now protects the Kurds. The Kurds have to leave that area or be left alone. But we don't want another war. The Democrats are trying a coup d'etat which is illegal. The American people have spoken. We do not want your coup d'etat. We're sick of your damn impeachment nonsense. Get on with the job and govern or get out. You've wasted 4 years of our time. Wasted our time. We don't want Obamacare. It's the only country in the world where you fine your people for not buying something. That's not freedom. That's tyranny. And why are you all kowtowing to the insurance companies? Why is it in every other country in the world medical insurance is a third of what it is in the United States? Because you're allowing these corrupt insurance companies to control you. The drug companies. There's no justification for one pain pill to cost $30. One pain pill. There's no justification when one sheet of wet paper, a wipey, costs $1. There's no justification for a CAT scan to cost $1,000. It takes a minimum of a minute. There's no justification. And any medical insurance company in the United States that's making profit, there's no justification. Our Constitution says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the quality of life, and all that good stuff. When half our children don't have medical insurance because they can't afford them, there's something terribly wrong. Your problem isn't politicians, it's the insurance companies bribing the politicians. That's what's wrong. This is the hawk. Trump 2020. Stop this nonsense. I'm out of here.